and you said that it was about
Yes.
100,000. So for people that don't know, Stephen just laying out the groundwork for it. Stephen Espinoza tweeted back to Jimi and he said, LOL, the digital buys did almost as much as that. Don't believe what, or something akin to that, like don't believe what people say.
Don't believe your source, yeah.
Right.
Now, remember Steve Kim on the show, right, said he heard they were inflating these numbers by upwards of 40%. Now,
Right.
Steve would have talked to Jim Boone. He would have talked to many people, guys who've been in this game for a long time, who have the connections, know these providers, right? And there's other ways to try. Okay, like there's a whole bunch of other things. So like Dan Raphael tweeted out, will you be buying this fight? I think 93% out of 10,000 was no. Like, so it was a handful of people said they were going to buy this fight. So unless they have a completely different targeted audience that are buying these. So anyway, so I was told that the thing was going to be lucky to do 100. So I said it wasn't even at 100 yet, right? So again, that, so people tagged in Steve Espinoza, became a thing. This fucking thing got 90 retweets and quotes and just people. But I got, dude, for saying, I'm hearing from a reputable source, Davis Cruz sold under 100,000 pay-per-views. Curious to see how many Mayweather / Heyman tells Coppinger to tweet out. I'm going with 200, 225, LOL, right? Now, does any part of that sound race-based to you? Racially based to you?
No.
I got attacked. Dude, I hate black fighters. Dude, just off my Twitter feed. They don't know from the show. Oh, well, they might have. I don't know. They didn't bring it up. But it was the most disgusting day on Twitter. Dude, I came so close to deactivating my page. I'm like, this is fucking insane. Because I just repeated that. But just to go to show you, like, instead of saying, ask me why that's being even said, then I could have offered up, well, just look around, look at all these different indicators that tells you this thing isn't selling. And on top of that, I can't say it enough. And if Heyman, Bob Arum was doing what Heyman's doing. Imagine just suddenly told the providers, no, we'll release the numbers from now on, and then leaked them through a fucking ex-employee. Do you think people would say, oh yeah, no, I believe those are the numbers they're doing? So you got to ask yourself, why did they do that? So basically when I was told, when Steve Espinoza said, oh, it did almost that in electronic buys or whatever he said, I said, okay, Steve, I said, I respect you. You're a boxing guy, and he is still giving us boxing. That's his call. I said, let me ask you, then why did you stop tweeting out the numbers? No, then why don't you tweet out the numbers then, Steve? I just put it, point blank, then tweet out the numbers. And fucking the best part is the word salad. It's absolutely... so that's the question, right? He knows, why wouldn't you tweet out the numbers? Okay, here it is. Same reason other networks don't share all their business info. Streamers almost never share their viewership numbers. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? And promoters really, right? Really, what does that have to do with anything? Streamers almost never share their viewership numbers? Come on. And then almost never. But it's like beyond a strawman argument, because we're not talking about streamers, and they do the streams like DAZN. They've released their numbers regularly, but also then he goes on to say, and promoters really share full fighter pay. Think about that. Promoters really, you know why? Because he's talking about what he knows, Showtime, because what they're doing is deferring money. We all know that. He's talking to me, A, like I'm a fucking moron, and B, so like, and then he said, and then not all businesses, so here's the final fucking straw in the strawman argument, not all business results are meant for public disclosure, particularly when it relates to individual pay. Again, we're talking about why did you, from years before you even got in the door, Steve, you promptly tweeted out your pay-per-view numbers. You couldn't stop tweeting out about Mayweather-Pacquiao numbers. Suddenly you stop. Instead of addressing why he stopped, and the reasoning behind that, he comes up, well, the same networks don't share. And then the end with the whole fucking public disclosure, especially individuals pay. The fuck does that have to see what I'm saying? Because he can't say the truth. The truth is Al Heyman doesn't want us to release them. Just him even phrasing that, what people would have said, but why? Why wouldn't Al want you? Because he's still releasing numbers, right? They're just not being released through a number of places that can be substantiated. Because again, if Showtime tweets it out and says it did 250,000, but then they pay taxes on 93,000, that's not good. It could cost Steve his job if people checked or whatever but it wouldn't work out well. So when you do that, and then because it just doesn't sound right? How do you make that sound good? That Al Heyman told us suddenly not to do it anymore. He's going to take care of it, and has every so again, I was so disappointed that that's the fucking bullshit answer he gave me. I've kind of found it disrespectful. Like, to give me it would have been better to say, listen, that's because of the new models Al wanted to go with, and this is his fucking boxing outfit. I'm just a provider. That would have been at least honest to a point. To come back at me with that fucking extra large order of word salad. I mean, I read it to you. Is that not ridiculous? What do you think, guys?
I mean, the guy's a lawyer, so obviously he's going to try to give you a non-answer and give you 3-4 things that you have to then disprove, like you just did, though. But again, he's a lawyer, and here's the thing that I don't understand. He says it did almost that much in digital buys, right? Almost that much. So let's say it did 100,000 pay-per-views and 90,000 in digital buys. That's still 190,000. Is that even enough to break even?
With the money they're paying, yes, that's the key. He's not paying these fighters. She's paying him $1 million guaranteed. That's right. The reason why it's financially feasible. It's actually, he's making, it really comes down to Floyd trying to fucking squeeze every dollar he can out of his one fighter. And for that, he's protecting the old like it's the fucking antidote, and he's fucking putting everything behind a paywall. Not caring about this kid's legacy at all, which is getting trashed daily on fucking Twitter, which is always getting to him too. Again, it's the non-transparency. Again, if no numbers came out at all, that'd be a different story. But 4, 5, 6 days later, it's always cop, and then that becomes gospel. It's just ridiculous, and he's even contradicting himself. Like he said, Santa Cruz Davis did 225,000, and then when Barrios happened, he said Barrios and Davis did even better than Santa Cruz at 215. So he fucked up. You know what I mean? It's like, no, so how could that be? So which one are you lying about then? But again, it's just all, I can't stand that shit. And I'm just so disappointed that was the answer he gave me.
Yeah, well, listen, when people come at you, when people come at you too, like, oh, you're racist, don't even try to defend yourself about that. Just go with the flow and fucking stay in your frame of mind. Because that's what these people want. They expect you as a white guy to get all flummoxed. But I'm not racist. Fuck it. See, that's one of the privileges of being
You want to know
Mexican.
what my answer was to that dude who really pushed it? I said, first off, I could give a flying fist fuck what you or anyone else thinks of me, or thinks, if I'm a racist. Like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I told him, I also said, call the show, which he didn't respond. I said, but if you want to talk about it on the show, you want to, make your fucking point. We could have done that during whatever the battles you have, but he didn't respond.
Yeah, they're not going to respond.
It was very bizarre that it was that many people. And also, we're kind of, like Lazy Left, I guess he's on YouTube. Like, he retweeted that shit too. So there was people that I know of, don't follow me, but on YouTube, who were quick to retweet that, like that it was a race angle that I had.
Oh, well,
I thought that was kind of fucking bizarre.
It's played out at this point. Everyone's a racist, apparently. That's what they always say. And listen, as a Mexican, as a Japanese Mexican, who's got a little Jewish inside of him too, I can pretty much say what I want. And if you don't like it, tough luck. That's what I tell these people.
You got a nice mixture there, my friend.
Absolutely, man. It helps me out, man, with the IQ and all that. But I wanted to say too, yeah, Jimmy, don't fucking sweat it. I mean, you asked a hard question, and this guy had to look. If they broke even, okay, fine. But
me, Jimmy. I say I am after the insult. They'd be like, "Oh, you're a racist," and I'd be like, "I am." Now, what does that have to do with my point?
Exactly. Yeah, break down the point. Don't attack the person's character.